Hello crafters, I'm Jan B and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this congratulations card. The stamp across here is 3-step stamping. The stamps that I use is one of the new ones that's in the catalogue, Spring Summer catalogue, that's going to be going live on the 3rd of January. And it's the 30th of December today, so not long to go. As you can see, this is 1, 2, 3. The colours I've used on this one are Blushing Bride, Wisteria Wonder, and the outline of it, and also this and the card base, I've used Smokey Slate. I've also used that little stamp as well, with the little hearts to decorate all around, and I've also done a little bit of a decoration inside. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Changing my colour scheme, I'm going to use Soft Sky, and also I'm going to make this just Soft Sky and Very Vanilla. I'm not doing the extra colour like I did with this one. When I did this, I was tempted to use Blushing Bride as the background there, and also Blushing Bride as a card, but I wasn't quite sure whether it would be too much or not. And I thought, well, the only way to find out is actually try it. So let's go for this one. So to start off with, the card pieces you're going to need. The card base should be 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, which is 21 by 14.5 centimetres. Then you need 2 pieces of Very Vanilla cardstock, and they should measure 4 inches by 5 5/8 inches, which is 10.25 by 14.25 centimetres. And then you need some designer series paper, and I'm using the Bundle of Love. This is the one where it's got 2 designs in the pack, and on the reverse of all of them it's the same pattern but in gold. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. So this is one of the Soft Sky designs, and this should measure 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/2 inches, which is 10 by 14 centimetres. And then you'll need a strip of Very Vanilla, which measures 1 7/8 inches by 5 3/4 inches, which is 4.7 by 14.5, and a Soft Sky layer, which is 2 inches by 5 3/4 inches. Did I say what the centimetres of that one was? In case I didn't, it's 10 by 14 centimetres. Right, so I'm going to do the stamping first, because that's really all there is to do on this card. But it's a bit of a trial, and I have to say, this stamp set will really come into its own once we get the Stamparatus. Right, we have 3 stamps. And as you can see, I have been using mine quite a lot. So what we're going to do, that's going to be our outline stamp. That one's going to be number 2, and then that's going to be the last one. So the way I line these up is I take the first one and turn it around the right way. Okay, so this is the bit that's going to go onto my block, and I'm using the big oblong block, which is size I. And what I do with this is I line, I better not go too far, I line the scallop bit there and the bottom of the Y, so it's sitting on one of the dotted lines, and then I push this end up so that the C and the O are also on the dotted line, and then I just give it a gentle little push just to make sure the stamp is straight. My biggest worry about this one is that as you put it down, it could bend. I mean, it doesn't really matter, apart from the fact it's crooked, it doesn't really matter, because you're going to be lining the others up on top of it. But it's not something that you really want to start off by doing. So I think that's probably straight. And then I'm going to line this up on top, but I'm going to make sure that that lines up with one of the lines up there. In fact, on this one I'm actually doing it a line below. So that saves me getting my head in front of you. Yep, that looks good. So I'm going to bring my cardstock over, and one of the first things I have found is it is much better if you take your stamp to the ink pad. Normally I say whichever one is the biggest one goes on top, so that should really go on top. But what I found, as you can see by this stamp here, I found that I got a lot of colour on the surrounds, and it does make it more difficult when you're trying to line up. So try and avoid doing that if you can, and the best way of doing it is by putting your stamp onto your block like that, onto your ink like that rather, okay, because then you can see whether you're tilting it or not. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm going to bring this as close to me as I can. Now please bear with me because it is very difficult trying to do three-step stamping without getting your head in the camera. But the fact that I've got this lined up on my block straight, as long as this is straight as well, it should be okay. So I think that is going to be good to go. Okay, nice good press. There we go. Now I've only got one of these blocks, so I'm going to have to wash mine each time I've done a stamp. If you have one of our stamping scrubs, you'll know how quick and easy it is to clean your stamps with this. Okay, so a nice quick clean and a dry. So I can pull that one off. Now the next stamp I'm going for is the one that's got the C at the beginning and the O at the end. Okay, so that's the C going onto the edge of the O, and that's the S. Alright, the S and the C. So what you do now is you line that one up onto your outline. And let me just bring this down a little bit. Just make sure you follow through. That looks to be going up. Bring that down a bit. And yes, that all looks to be lined up on there. So now I'm going to pop my block on top. So it doesn't matter now whether it's straight or not, because it's going to just line up with that. So the next colour I'm doing is Wisteria Wonder, and again I'm going to take my stamp to the ink pad. Just very gently inking it up so that I don't get ink all over the place. Okay, now bring this down. Okay, now first of all I'm lining up the C right at the beginning there, and then I'm going to line up 2 or 3 bits along here, then I'm going to come down to here and line that up. But before I press down, once I'm happy with that, I'll go back and make sure that that side is still okay. Right. side needs to go up slightly, not too much. Right, I'm going for it. Okay, nice press for that end. Nice press for that end. There we go. Right, now let's clean my stamp. I'm going to put the Wisteria Wonder away, and I'm getting Soft Sky, and I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. I'm going to line the O up and the N, which is in there. Okay, so let's bring this down again. So right, I think that looks good to go. Oops. You will find the first time you do this, you will find that the stamp will not want to let go of your hands. They really are very, very sticky. But as you can see, mine are pretty good now because I've handled them and stamped with them so many times. Just think that that bit in the middle is going up. But no, don't worry about it. The thing is, I have already got a complete one, a decent one that I did earlier, just in case I don't do this very well. Right. Excuse me. Oops, I've done that wrong. Oh, I can also see a little piece of cotton on there. Right, let's go back to the right way. You can see where I started to get ink in there. You're doing it again, aren't you? Concentrate. So it really should be done like this. Okay, let's bring this one down. Right, so I'm lining up the O and the G. The I is a good one to line up because it had the dot above it. Just going back to check the other end. Going for it now. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I am surprised. This is the one that I did in preparation in case I didn't get this one right. But apart from the fact that this one's still a bit wet, it's just as good. So I'm pleased with that. So we'll save that one for another card. I'm going to use the one that I've just done. Right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add to the sentiment down there. And the one that I've chosen to use this time is On Your Big News. What did I do this one? Oh, this one, Wedding. To the Happy Couple. Now it used the same outline, so I'll use the same outline there, which is the Smokey Slate. Right, okay, just make sure I've got it the right way round and bring it down. And I'm just going to line it up under here. There we go, is that straight? Straight enough. And then the other thing that I did was I added hearts. I stamped little hearts all the way around here and at the bottom. So I'm going to do that again. I did try, on the stamp set they've got what I would call stars, but they're quite like snowflakes, and they've also got little splodges. I did try both of those, but I definitely preferred the hearts. So those, I'm going to do a mixture of these two. So that's Soft Sky and Wisteria Wonder. Let me just get myself my scrap of paper. And there's absolutely no right or wrong way of doing this. Right. Except, depending on which way you do it, you could have hearts that are upside down. I'm not unduly worried about that, although I wouldn't do them 100% upside down. A little bit twisted maybe. So I wonder if you've ordered your Stamparatus. By the time this video is published, the pre-order will have closed. So if you wanted one, I hope you managed to do it. Okay, so that's the Wisteria Wonder. Let's clean my stamp again. And dry it, and then I'm going to use my Soft Sky. I was going to try Pool Party, but when I did a test with it, I felt that it came up too dark. And that is another recommendation. Before you do your colours, you know, you decide on what colours you'd like to do, but do have a look at them and see how they work together. I'm going to show you two of the ones that I did, two of mine that I wasn't particularly happy with. My conclusion for myself was that I don't like the outline stamp being too definite. I thought I would, and that's what I went for first of all. I used basic grey for the outline. But I didn't think it looked very nice at all, and it was only once I'd changed over to having Smokey Slate as the outline stamp that I started getting results that I was happy about. And I think while I've been talking, that's enough, isn't it? So now it's just, oh no it isn't, is it? I've got to do the inside of the card. Right, let's do that bit now. Might as well, mightn't I, while we're doing this. Was I in the middle of saying anything important when I interrupted myself? If it was and I think about it after I've finished the video, I'll put it in the notes below. I'll put all the measurements and the products that I've used in the box below the video. I'll also put a link for my 24/7 shop. if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you'd like one of the catalogues, please let me know, because I'd be quite happy to pop it in the post for you. Because when the new catalogue goes live on Wednesday, which is 3rd of January, it's also the start of Celebration, which is at the time when Stampin' Up make the offer that for every £45 or €60 you spend, you can choose a gift out of the Celebration catalogue. And I have to say, some of the stamp sets in there this year are absolutely fabulous. They've got a gorgeous one with pandas, really lovely. Right, there we go. That's for the inside of the card. So I'm just going to put this together. In fact, I didn't bring my dimensionals over, did I? Let's just see if I can reach them. That will do. Right. I'm using Tombow to put my cards together. You can use your favourite adhesive, whether it's Fast Fuse or tear and tape. I prefer Tombow because it gives me the much needed extra few seconds to get my work in the correct place. Okay, so get those bits lined up. That's good. And then the front of the card. I'm just about to order my second packet of this. I've only got one complete sheet left now. I've used it for so many things. It really is gorgeous. Right, so that goes on top of the Very Vanilla. And that on top of the card. And really there's absolutely nothing to this card apart from stamping the congratulations. But I hope that I've made it nice and easy for you. Oops, it's a bit slippery. Right, there we go, that's good. Now this one is going to be adhered on here, and then I'm going to put it onto the card front using dimensionals. There we go. Then that will be on like that. Let me just get my non-stick scissors, and what I'm going to do, as this is such a long piece, I'm going to take the outsides off of these dimensionals. There we go, lovely. So put that about there. Then I'll do the other side. And then for the last little bits, oops, go back, don't want the loose ones. There we go. So just need a little bit there. going to pop that bit back, use that as something else, and then I bring my big ones in. And just put 4 along here. There we go. Make sure I've got my card up the right way. Oh, so easy. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is make sure that that is nice and level with that one there. And can I see a pencil anywhere? I think that's a pencil. So what I'm going to do is halfway, so that's 5 down to, okay, so that one there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 down. 6. That one there, and that one there. Then I know if I'm level with those, then I know that I'm okay. But I've got to go up a bit, but it doesn't matter because at least I know if I've got to come up 2, I know I've got to go up 2 on this side as well. Okay, so how many do I want? I think 2's enough, isn't it? So let's hold the card in place, put that one, and this comes right to the edge of the card. Oh, does that look straight before I let the other side go down? I think so. Was it? Just a tad up that one. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So that's that. I'm going to add some of our what are we called? Petal Passion embellishments. And you get 24 in one of these, 2 designs. I'm just going to be using the little flowers that have got the pearls in the middle, but they're gorgeous, absolutely superb. So I'm going to have 3 of these. Now you could use glue dots, you could use dimensionals, or if you like yours really good and solid so they don't move at all, Tombow's the man for the job. It's certainly what I prefer. There we go. So first of all, do I want them in the same places? Right, it worked. Oops. There you go. Just give it a little press. And once Tombow's got it, it's really got it. I did think about adding Wink of Stella onto the letters, but I decided against it. I decided I liked it just as it is. So there we go, that's today's project. I will show you those other 2 that I said that I'd done. Both of these have got the darker outline. Right, let's move those so that you can see these properly. Now that one, the outline is done with basic grey, and then the C and the S, the start here and the end, the dark bits in there, that's fresh fig, and then the lighter one that's Blushing Bride, but I just felt that that was far too dark, but I will experiment with that. I might use it for another card. And then there's this one, and I do prefer the plain, more pastel colours, I'm sure. This one's got the dark outline, which is basic grey, and the colours inside are Blushing Bride and Smoky Slate. And also that's what it looks like if you don't add the extra decoration on. So if you wanted to know what it looks like, that's what it's like. Although I've got the little bit there as well. But there you go. Always like to give you options, other colours, etc, etc. In fact, let's leave these here. Many thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the box below. I'm always very happy to help you. Or if you'd like to email me, you can email me at jambi@jambicards.com. I will put all the measurements and the products that I've used in the box below the video. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here, there'll be a link to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop in the box below as well. If you've enjoyed my video and like to be notified each time I upload a new one, which is normally Wednesdays and Sundays, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in the meantime, I wish you all a very, very healthy, very, very happy 2018. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.